Hello, YouTube fam. It's your Uncle Tim. This is Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews, a channel where I rant and I review. I'm your host, Uncle Tim. Fam, you know what? Me and my wife watched Sonic 3 today. Man, Amazon, $5.99. Now think about it. Two people to watch a movie for $5.99. You get to watch it. You got 30 days to watch it. And if you start watching it, you got 48 hours to finish it. So it was actually worth watching, man. It was an amazing good time. But I'm gonna say this: for $5.99 for two people to watch a movie in the comfort of their home is an amazing situation. Going to the show, it'd be like damn near what? I just say $30 for tickets. Even though that ain't it. If you want to go and get some of the good tickets, then you order your nachos, your popcorn, your drinks. Then after you go to the to get something to eat after, shit, you well in the $100 range. But we went and got restaurant food before and came home and from our favorite place, sat down and watched the movie. Man, it was just like a good time. It was actually fun to watch. It was family oriented. It was a take on 1 and 2, which I watched, was really good. Number 3 was even better. It introduced Shadow, man. Dude, it was just like it introduced Dr. Robotnik's grandfather and all the backstory, how Shadow came to Earth, and how he was basically basically a lab rat for like 50 damn years, right? No, he was in like cryostasis for like 50 years, right after he had got here in the beginning. He got here, and Dr. Robotnik was there running the program, and he had a daughter named Maria. I think that was her name, and Shadow became friends with her, and everything was happening. They were having a good time and everything, and everything was fun. And everything wasn't that bad, but all of a sudden they shut the program down, and Dr. Robotnik, Maria, and Shadow were leaving because they were trying to capture him. Then all of a sudden they start shooting guns, and one guy tried to stop them, and they shot the guns and said, "We got our orders." And they shot this energy that Shadow produced because they were harvesting it, and it exploded, and Maria died, and Shadow took it really hard. He went off and blew the place up. But anyway, they ended up putting him in cryo for 50 years, and he ended up escaping because like 50 years later, the place they were holding Dr. Robotnik's grandpa, which I think was Maria's father. Dude, it was just wow. It was crazy. It was fun. It was a good time. You watched Sonic get the Chaos Emerald because Shadow had hurt his father, and you thought he was dead, the way Shadow hit him. you know, Sonic went and got the Chaos Emerald and became a Super Saiyan. So they were fighting him in Shadow. He hit Shadow. Man, it's crazy as hell, man. It's dance scenes in here when Dr. Robotnik and his grandfather trying to get the emerald. I'm not the emerald, but the key to launch this program that they had. This was the whole agenda behind this. The whole agenda behind Dr. Robotnik's grandpa was to destroy the Earth, for Maria because he loved the Maria. And he was, Dr. Robotnik thought they were going to be a family and all of that. And he was like, but you're not no Maria. So, dude, they start fighting, using nanotechnology like big giant fists, scorpion tails and claws. Dude, it was crazy as hell. Man, Sonic and Shadow got the fighting, Shadow had knocked the damn Chaos Emerald out of Sonic, and all of a sudden they both ran forward, and Shadow became Ultra Instinct Shadow, and Sonic became Super Saiyan Shadow. I mean Sonic, and they were just fighting, man, and they were fighting across the Earth, man, and everything, destroying monuments, and man, it was crazy. Then all of a sudden they went to the moon and they were fighting. But anyway, Dr. Robotnik had created some other stuff for this agency. It was this giant spaceship that looked like something off of Superman, where they had that world engine, where it was like changing the Earth atmosphere. That's what it looked like. But they went into space with it, And man, it was firing on the Earth, and Knuckles and Tails. They went to help Dr. Robotnik move it because he had ended up killing the old Robotnik. Man, this shit was funny. Him and Sonic and Shadow, they fought on the moon and all of that, and all of a sudden, Sonic couldn't kill him because he was like, "Man, I become, you, and this is not the answer," and all of that. And they both chilled out. The next thing you know, they started fighting together. They both became Ultra Instinct and Super Saiyan and fought Dr. Robotnik's grandpa's ship to destroy it and not destroy the Earth because the ray was coming towards the Earth. And Tails and Knuckles helped Robotnik move the ray from Earth. They end up destroying half the moon, which was hilarious, man. This was a good movie, and actually saving the Earth because they had to move the ship from the Earth. Shadow ended up sacrificing himself, and Dr. Robotnik sacrificed himself in order to save the Earth. So they moved it far away from the Earth for it to detonate, not to kill everybody on Earth. So, man, yeah, family movie, man. Underlying plot of togetherness. Instead of being Team Sonic, they just became a team, man, which was cool, man. I said, this is something to sit back and watch with your family. It was wholesome. It was a really good time. It was amazing. I got the message out of it. It made me feel good after watching it, man. And I didn't tell you all the plots and everything like that, but I told you a lot of spoilers of this. And you thinking you sitting at the end watching the whole movie end, right? And you think it's gonna be some parts that pop up. Nothing popped up, and I was like, man, dude, I thought Shadow was gonna be another part of like the family, with the father and the mother, and you got Tails, Sonic, and Knuckles. You thought Shadow would be there too, and I'm like, the family just keep growing, man, and that's the thing that I liked about it, man. It was a really good movie. It had a really good theme. The toys for the movie were fantastic. If you've seen them, they were really detailed, sculpted right, and the appearance of all the toys were good, man. So the Sonic 3 toys were on sale for like $7.99. I was recommending people to get them, and some of them are popping up at Ross, not Sonic 3 stuff, but Sonic stuff for $6.99. And this is why I'm telling you all this, because, sometimes, toys from movies can be good, and the damn movie itself could be even a dime in itself. Because I didn't think, after we went from 1 to 2 to 3, man, there's a whole bunch of stuff in this. I thought the dance off was one of the funniest parts. It was just crazy as hell. And I'm like, damn, like, and you got, what's his name? The character that played Dr. Robotnik, Jim Carrey, he was playing both parts, as Dr. Robotnik and as the grandpa. I was like, man, it was fun. Damn. It was just crazy to look at. Then I'm like, why is, if you look at it, they show when Shadow left the facility and they, I think, seen him at Tokyo or something like that. I was trying to understand. I said, why is Shadow on a motorcycle for? Why, if you fast as hell like Sonic, why would you need to be on a motorcycle? Ain't that defeating the point? But I didn't know that Shadow could teleport. And he was whooping people's ass teleporting, man. They was inside this chamber where if green goes up, right, and you can't touch the ground, and red goes down, whereas you are stuck to the ground, and they were fighting to get this card, man. And like it was like this piece of concrete that was trying to fall on Sonic's mom, and he just started spinning real fast. I said, no, and boom. Man, he hit the damn thing so hard he knocked the damn concrete out the air and everything. And the father was like, you cutting it kind of close, ain't you? Man, please, man. It was good. I think your kids would love it. If you can't take your kids to the show and they're not going to be able to sit still there, I think some of this stuff as far as streaming is a really good idea for parents who have active kids who, will not sit still or be quiet in the show around people. You can have them at home watching it. You can have them jumping up and down, screaming, watching it at your house. But to later, fam, thank you for watching. Peace out.